Digital divide was exposed early in the pandemic. It's an issue being addressed in Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio.
But one Ohio lawmaker saw the issue before a shutdown ever occurred. Walter Smith Randolph brings you the story in our latest coverage of childhood poverty, Cincinnati's crisis.
But I just want to thank you all again for the time.
Before Rick Carfagna was a state representative, he used to wear a different uniform, the cable guy.
I understand kind of the economics that goes into deploying this type of critical infrastructure.
He worked in the cable industry for 14 years, then spent 7 years as a local township trustee just north of Columbus.
I found myself on the other end of the coin having to advocate for pockets of my own community that didn't have the internet.
That's where he bridged two problems that needed a solution. More than 1 million homes across the state lack reliable, high-speed internet access. House Bill 13, which already passed through the House, seeks to be Ohio's first residential broadband expansion program. The program would provide grants to support construction of broadband infrastructure to underserved residential areas of the state. Carfagna's bill was initially proposed 4 years before Ohio Governor Mike DeWine launched a plan to utilize a $50 million grant from the Federal CARES Act to purchase Wi-Fi hotspots.
These are stopgap measures, but they certainly don't provide the access that is needed.
That's why Carfagna asked for $20 million to be put toward broadband infrastructure next fiscal year in a partnership with private broadband providers.
We don't want the state to pay the full project cost for any of this. We want to isolate what is the cost hurdle that's preventing these companies from building out into these areas.
But Carfagna believes digital disparities isn't what should be keeping internet from students learning, from the elderly accessing remote health care, and the underserved for applying for jobs online.
In the early 1930s, there was a big push for rural electrification to make sure that we were getting electric service out to our farms and to the rural areas of the state and to the country, knowing that there was a lot of economic growth that was being pent up that could be released. And it turned out to be a very wise investment.
This broadband investment, Carfagna said, is critical to bring the same opportunities to all Ohioans, no matter where they live in the state. In Columbus, Walter Smith Randolph, Local 12 News.
Now, the grant funding would be set up through the Department of Commerce. If you'd like to learn more about the bill, just head to CincinnatiPoverty.com.
From Local 12.